mind, spirit, soul, and body. Bachelor's and master's degree in healthcare to understand and comprehend mental and public health. If you have a public health problem, you have a mental health problem, and vice versa. Massage therapy, Reiki and sound healing. Holistic practitioner, where we pull out all the impurities from the rooter to the tutor. Human design practitioner, where we go back to the beginning, find out what your purpose is, come back and start pulling out all that generational baggage. When I was given the task of having uncomfortable conversations with others, I knew then that my path would be a little different. And probably will be a little standoffish until they have done their own work. But I didn't let that stop me. I asked myself uncomfortable questions every day to get out of old patterns. I do the work every day. It's not always pretty, but I wake up to confront the areas in me that need a facelift so I can go forward. What will you do? What are you afraid of losing? Is it once you see that colonialism, no matter what your skin color, either your ancestors dealt it or you felt it, has played everyone, you won't know what to do unless we're fighting each other. Aren't you tired of fighting? I am. That's why I keep changing my mind and choosing a better way. How about we find conversation that cause us to pause, to think differently in all areas of our life? This will cause us to quit blaming someone else for our problems and look at the person in the mirror. Okay, we can only meet people where we have truly met ourselves. Remember that next time you say you really want, you want a real relationship. It requires you to take off your mask, put it on the table, and don't bring your representative because nobody wants to see it. We have many adults who were never taught how to feel safe. So they seek safety and validation on the outside of themselves because of a plethora of challenges that occurred in childhood processes. So I ask you, what emotion from your childhood pushed you in a corner and made you make a vow to not do it me? I hate them. They did this to me. They abandoned me. I hate them. I'll never do this and I'll never do that. And I'll never do this again. And I hate this person for what they did to me. Okay. Every time you do that, that's a vow. Every time you say never, that's a vow. Did you know that? Every time you say never, that's a vow. Did you know that? So you get the opportunity to go back to your childhood and renounce and denounce every time that you said it as a child. But the thing is, you don't even know it. That's a vow that you made, and the scripture says, don't make vows that you don't keep. And the thing is, you didn't keep that vow. That's a spiritual open door for everything to go into that door. Aren't you ready to close that door? See the vows that we made is playing out on the big stage. Because we didn't close that door, the vow is being played on the big stage. Even if, check it out, even if your narcissism or control is not at that big level, what are you trying to control in your life? Are you controlling everybody in your house? Are you trying to control your relationship? Are you trying to control the people at the job? Are you trying to control the traffic? What are you controlling in your life? We got it all in us. While we get to protest and speak our minds, are we willing to help that little girl or little boy on the inside of his heel, the one that's beating on the door in the basement that you tied up, that you said, I don't want to deal with that. That's your true shadow. I'm being commissioned and aiding the process of sharing how I overcame everything meant to keep me from coming into my true identity. I had to believe in myself and God. See, God is on the inside of me, but I had to find myself first. Have you found yourself? Have you asked yourself them deep questions? Why is that triggering me? Why is it bothering me? Why is that one word making me want to fight somebody right now? Why is that word had its ancestry? It goes back 1,000 years. We're talking that God is on the outside of us, but God is on the inside of us waiting to be tagged into our battles. 2 Corinthians 10, Ephesians 6 says we're fighting principalities, rulers of the darkness, and spiritual wickedness in high places. This is a negative thinking that has gone on for so long that it's now the norm in society as old as apple pie. And it's some isms. Aren't you ready to change? I am. This is what every ascended master had to fight. You're making the word of no effect with your traditions. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. You leaving out of church and you are condemning someone, or you are gossiping. And everything that you just learned, it didn't land. Remember the seeds and the sower? Yours was the first two. It didn't land. It didn't land. It didn't land. The enemy stole it so quick, and you sitting there talking about somebody. The mindsets of us who complain. Aren't you tired of that? The mindsets of us that complain but don't want to do the work and don't know how to do the work. And it causes a dip in morale because most can't get out because it's ancestral. Aren't we tired of keep going in the same circles? I am. That's why I started changing. So it requires one to get uncomfortable and get past the plateau of complacency and complicitness. You just made a decision, or this how we always done it. Aren't you tired of saying this how we always done it? I am. That's why I started doing some work on me. When are we going to respect each other? Yes, we know FBAs was here first. We also know that everyone's life is important. What are you willing to bring to life? Remember, if it hurts people, you're dealing with God, not people anymore. What do you really believe? Are you willing to operate in it? Because we need you to operate in that right now. You can change the world with one thing that you do. There might be one thing that you do so well. It could be crafting. It could be something you do so well that lights up the world. Do that. Fight for your dream while hurting none. God said you can be whatever you want. Then don't hurt yourself and hurt nobody else. We've learned in the last few weeks. What have we learned in the last few weeks? Didn't it hurt you to see that Miss Good and Alex was taken from us? But did it also hurt you to see that Sandra Bland was taken? Did it also hurt you to see that young lady that they went and in her apartment and went into the apartment of the wrong apartment and shot her up? And then the police got off? Aren't you tired of seeing police get off? Aren't you tired of seeing ICE hurting people and getting off? Aren't you tired of leaders in the highest level of government not being held? Aren't you ready for some laws and some principles to be put on the books? Some new amendments to be put on the books? And not having no statutory limitations on children being touched by anybody that's in leadership? So we can see them being put behind bars where they need to be. And also seeing them with the PD filed upon them on their name, so they can't be held in no level of office, and they can't be around no children. So let them see how it feels. Aren't you ready for that? I am. Do what is right for you. No one lives your life but you. Be sovereign, not controlled. Think for yourself. And if you protect those that can't protect themselves, like elderly and children, do so by any means necessary. Bring your dream to life no matter what you see in front of you. May the force be with you as you go, and the power of God be in your heart as you move. Aren't you ready to see some change in the world? I am. I'm ready to see some change in the world. Aren't you ready to make some laws on some books and some new amendments that hold these leaders to the highest level of leadership? Aren't you ready? I am. Let's do some amendments. When we do it and we say, if you're sitting in the highest level of office and you touch a baby, anybody under the age of 6, no, under